To John Brennan now. His co-commentator is Peter Frolingos. They're at Leichhardt last Wednesday for James Cook High and St Gregory's Campbelltown.
There it is, centre pitch of Leichhardt. James Cook High in search of their first Commonwealth Bank Cup premiership, and twice winners of the title, St Gregory's, ready to deny them just that. About to kick off, St Gregory's in sky blue and maroon from the right-hand side of your screen, running to left, and having first whiff of the ball, James Cook High in all white with maroon stripes. I think you're going to have some league magic here tonight. This fixture's been eagerly anticipated, according to the letters I've received from you, the viewers, on Channel 10 and at 2SM. Brett Landers, one of the best goal kickers that Brian Smith, the coach, has ever seen. He's playing prop forward tonight. Second row against Manly High when James Cook High won 35-3. This is the other prop, and that was Lagataris. Wheeling it out, but referee George Annesley immediately awarding the first penalty of the evening against Gregory's, with 4 of them up within the 5. So James Cook taking it right on halfway.
Well, John, that will certainly let the players know immediately what is required. A quick penalty for the 5 metres, and they all know where they stand.
Peter Frolingos, our co-commentator tonight. That's the young hooker Lacoste. Little bit of double foil stuff. Hardy coming in from the right flank. That's Stephen Hardy. Played lock last year, centre in the first match and on the wing tonight. Taking it up, Lagataris. No nonsense about his technique. Straight up the middle. Lacoste. On the inside, Cochrane. Keep your eyes on this boy. He's back from injury, missed the last match, but a great forward with a lot of skill, a lot of cleverness. Lacoste again with decoy stuff and coming through Morris. Just brought down in the nick of time. Oh, what a desperate tackle. And keep your eyes on that boy too. Number 10. Knocked it on. We'll have a scrum about 11 metres out from the goal line. But what about that run first up, Peter?
It was a great run, John, and it shows that the James Cook High team is willing to run onto the ball, is not worried about settling down play through the forwards, is quite willing to move the ball and put a move on whenever possible.
He's the form second rower of this competition, number 10, Craig Morris. Catching Lacoste with feet across, and the penalty, St Gregory's. Well, Peter Mulholland, the coach of St Gregory's, has used his tried and tested formula to get Greggs this far, and that's the free-flowing style, which has always dominated their matches. They won 2 Commonwealth Bank Cup titles with it, and have never been out of at least the group final stage since the inaugural year of '75. So that's recommendation in itself of the traditional football that they turned on in spirit from the school. Alf Davis coming away, working it in the forwards, but there's a nice old crowd of players from James Cook to steady their play, chop it off just outside Gregory's quarter. Score 0-all as Devery wheels it out on the right. Davis takes it up, moves forward for Gregory's, and 30 metres they are from their own goal line. Byrne getting it on the outskirts of the ruck to Votoko, and again it's Devery keeping it on the right. Davis with a little, it's going to be too strong, so a scrum 30 metres out from St Gregory's goal line.
I think that's always worth a chance, John. At least if it does go out on the full, the defending team still gets the feed, and as we know, under the current rules, you seem to have a better chance of winning the ball if you've got the feed.
That's right, Peter. There's a big drive from the James Cook pack. Referee Annesley just missed it because he was on the blind side. So, however, James Cook taking it up strongly. Wheeled down to the ground there, applying the pressure from the opening minute. This big, vigorous side of James Cook. And there going in to do some tackling was Campbell and Barter, the 2 big props with Devery. Back it comes. That's new. This is Hardy. Chop out. Coming up is Craig Morris. Out wide. And stopped in his tracks just on the quarter. Picked up here and coming the right side. Kinsella. Keep your eyes him tonight as the last one coming up on James Cook. And in there a dummy half. Wheeled it out nicely. Here goes New, the first up ball of the evening. Pressure on Gregory's. Chases through. Loose one. Scrappy picked up. And 6 more. So James Cook delighted. And going from dummy half. Chopped off just 5-6 metres short of Gregory's goal line. Going himself now. And 4 metres out. Back they come, and again from dummy half Cochrane, and brought down a metre short of the line. So they're really applying everything they can and flowing it at St Gregory's as new with touchy, zippy little footwork. A metre short again. The young halfback, has he given it up? Penalty, St Gregory's. Well, that was really something on Gregory's line for the last minute and a half. Peter Frelingos.
Very, very good defence, though, John. The St Gregory's boys stuck to their task there when things looked grim, and you know, they were rewarded with a penalty there.
And David Green doing good work and finding touch just a few metres short of his own goal line. And last at Leichhardt, James Cook displayed a special brand of football power and ability. And so brilliant was the win that James Cook, as I said at the start of the show, has been installed as hot favourites to win this Commonwealth Bank Cup 82.
Well, we've seen why in the opening minutes, John. They're a very, very big, strong, robust team, aren't they?
Oh, yes. All-round strength. Davis. And Gregory's with the chant from their fans. Their cheer squad down almost on touch, almost urging them and willing them to score as they fly the ball. Fine Tempest out of one, not out of the second one, and over the top. And he's brought to ground 30 metres out from his own goal line, but they keep it on the left with Davis, the little angular kick again, coming across. Zunic tidying up and collected beautifully by Davis. Always a belligerent forward. He's a fine attacker, but as you saw then, devastating in defence as he goes again, this time on Stephen Hardy coming in from the right wing. And 10 metres short of their own side of halfway, Brett Landers then making progress for James Cook. Devery was there to halt his progress. Now New feeding Huntington. Getting it back to New. It's Gregory's ball, but it's knocked on again. Double knock on, so a scrum 10 metres short of halfway in James Cook's territory. 6 gone and the score 0-0.
The James Cook pack quite clearly is a lot bigger than the opposition, John. We saw, as I was talking about feeding scrums earlier, that they were able to out-muscle St Gregory's, even though St Gregory's had the feed. We'll see what happens here.
It's a Gregory's ball, and it's Byrne. Scampering away. Over the top is Kincella. Around him was Hardy. David Green making good ground. All nudging ahead finally for Gregory's. And there's a penalty James Cook's way. And having a few words with David Green.
Well, David Green looked as though, John, he objected to being tackled there to me. As we know, that can't be tolerated in the game. If you're tackled, you've just got to get up and play the ball. Don't worry about what the tackler's doing. And I thought the referee was quite right there.
100%. A little feeling from David Green and referee Annesley, as Peter has said, right on the spot. And as is the penalty from James Cook, finding it just 10 metres short of their own side of halfway. So Lacoste working it, foiling again, coming in Hardy. Bringing it to centre field with Campbell stopping him. Flying ball, Hardy out wide, Craig Morris making good ground. 5 metres short of his own side of halfway, Kincella now. Bumping, thumping, hips swivelling, and 8 metres into Gregory's territory, and he was just dying for this match tonight. And going for a scamper, Cochrane, the lock forward. Around him is Devery. And again, James Cook, plenty of ball. They've won the scrums 2-1, penalties 1 each. Huntington coming through and virtually throwing himself at the stack, but not denied. Tony Campbell and Richard Campbell, brothers in combination. Kincella, and right around him was David Green. He'll have to sort out Kincella for special marking, and he's been doing it the last minute.
They've got to be particularly careful of Kincella around the dummy half when he's in the dummy half situation, John. He's obviously been told to run every time from that dummy half position, and he is a powerful man, a first grader. He'll be very hard to contain in close quarters like that.
So the differential penalty with going in with the loose arm, Michael Devery, and it goes to James Cook High. It's a beautiful all-round side. This one, strength and muscular and robust forwards who play it nice and tight. And then they push the ball wide, as you'll see, for some slashing attacking play from their exciting backline, and occasionally you'll see Huntington and Morris out there to collect it as well. But this is Landers now. Number 11 for James Cook. Using their heavy forwards to great advantage at the moment. Coming up for another charge is Lagataris. And he's collected by Richard Campbell. Good block. New, foiling again, Hardy, the young 5'8", and Arnold Votoko takes him, as does Paul Barker. Now Morris. But they're eager beavers in defence. Resolute St Gregory's. Morris, Lacoste. Here is Hunting. Oh, Lacoste is through. Huntington, yes. Oh, yes. And James Cook go in front. It was Lacoste who created the chance, slipped it nicely to Huntington. There was no letter for Gregory's. It was a delightful touch. They've been under pressure. They lead 3-0, does James Cook.
It's a great try, but the St Gregory's defence, as we'll see here, does hang off for that vital couple of split seconds, hang off Lacoste, as we see here. One tackle missed, the other one, then virtually a clear run for the second rower to score.
Here comes the 14 stone of Brett Landers. Well, that shot, it's a sharp clip. Oh, just shaves the left upright. But his direction is always pretty good, Peter.
Yes, the boy's style is obviously spot on. That was an extremely difficult kick. I think we can forgive him that miss, John.
But it's Gregory's now pounding this line, with Devery getting it to Davis, and with Byrne now. Mullins it is. And sprinting up were the Hardy brothers. Back again, switch of direction. Votoko, he has Campbell with him. Thorpe, and cover good and thick again. Tidying him up, only a matter of 3 metres out. Campbell, Tony Campbell, going for the line. He's only a metre short, and the last one coming up on Greg's. As Davis goes himself. Yes, Anatoly says yes, 3 points now, and this time on the Gregory's side of the ledger. The temperature has risen, as you can hear. The chants have broken out from Gregory's. It's 3 apiece.
Well, that was an excellent try, an excellent opportunist try. Alf Davis saw that the dummy half area was a bit bare of defence, simply picked the ball up and burst straight ahead. It was an excellent try.
David Green. Plays fullback in reserve grade for Western Suburbs. Can also be seen on the wing in 3rd grade. Oh, he walloped it nicely. Oh, what a top marksman. 2 points. St Gregory's lead, James Cook 5-3. That was a beautiful goal. Chinchilla was the chaser. Also Concotis. And this is Paul Van Tempest. He's from the Gregory's 81 under-16 MCS champ side. Davis, nice pass, running onto it. Votoko again, but they've penetrated now 10 metres inside James Cook's territory. Flying the ball. Mullins with a little chip over. Coming Green, beautifully taken. Oh, superb football. They're right on James Cook's quarter, and Gregory smelling for the leather. Davis with Thorpe now on the inside, and collected beautifully Stephen Hardy. Devery again, and Gregory's keeping the ball alive from Byrne. Mullins trying to sneak his way through, and around him Lagataris, but this is top Commonwealth Games football, and St Gregory's 5, James Cook 3.
John, I'd go even further. I'd walk across broken glass to see football like this every week. This is one of the best games we've seen in this cup. And the standard of play is not all that far behind 1st grade standard. It's excellent.
Well, they should have charged them to come in tonight to see this.
They should have.
All right. James Cook high with Cochrane, I think, bringing it away. It was indeed. And now it's Lagataris from Lacoste. Again to Cochrane. Almost diving, but the 2 second rowers, Votoko and Campbell, had him sandwiched. And they're big, robust forwards. Lacoste again, midway between his quarter and halfway. Stabbing for the line and finding it just short of halfway. James Cook come up. A scrum will pack down. And they've been running hot this season. James Cook with Port Hacking defeat 55-0, Hurstville 22-10, Cogramaris Brothers 17-10, and Manly High 35-3. It's a well-tuned outfit, highly successful year, and Brian Smith at the helm. But it's a Gregory's ball with Byrne trapped on halfway. Cochrane the tackler. Now Davis gaining a valuable 5 metres. Devery laying it off to Byrne. Campbell running into Craig Morris's tackle, and the big second rower slipped it away. So Cook in possession again. And Barter chopping him down. That was Lacoste. From Lagataris, Huntington out wide. And Mullins in there to do some good defensive work. Now New feeds Landis, and Landis high-stepping his way 5 metres now into Gregory's portion of halfway. Trainer attention in centre field required as they spray the ball. Kinsella now over halfway, found the hole, beats one. Thorpe is there and envelops him, as does the rest of the attack. Hardy's good backup play, tracked him like a little bull terrier, and Hardy feeding again. New this time with Cochrane, long pass. Huntington, support runs out and gives it up, and it's Campbell in possession. Oh, Peter Frillingos.
Yes, a little bit over-anxious there. If second rower Huntington had have taken that tackle, gone down with the ball, I'm sure that the James Cook High team would have been in a much better position and possibly could even have scored before the 6 tackles ran out there.
Richard Campbell, who's been putting a lot of power built in that huge frame of his into this match tonight, with Gregory's leading James Cook 5-3. A surprise, I know, for a lot of viewers. Laid back for Gittins. That nice, lazy, easy right foot swing of the ball. Zunick. And Gittins collecting his man, as did Barter. Barter again. And that was Stephen Hardy off for a run, but it was progress stopped. And Gregory's with the ball. Through Devery. Tony Campbell. Cost stifling his progress on this left side. Davis, Toko. Gregory's playing it nice and tight at the present time. Toko 30 metres out from James Cook's line. With Byrne, Mullins getting it to Vane Tempest up there. Green running beautifully onto the ball. And Gittins was out there to help his man as well on the right, along with Bernard Wallace. Vane Tempest, Devery, Byrne, trying to line up Thorpe. And Thorpe was there too. But rounding him up was Lacoste. Davis, up goes the straight up punt. Gregory's boring through. Hardy, anybody's ball. And Zunick on a rescue operation. There's Vane Tempest. Oh, throws a dummy and there's Wallace. Speaker's going to give it to Wallace and through. Oh, what a scorcher. They look so accomplished, Gregory's too, in this last minute. Their work was so to perfection. And try created by Paul Vane Tempest. It's 8-3.
It was a good try, but there was a bad mix-up, as we can see here on the replay, when the ball was taken from the kick. There were several players scrimmaging, but Vane Tempest, class player that he is, saw his opportunity, picked the ball up and veered diagonally towards the sideline and scored a great try.
Right, so David Green now, as we said before, what a top marksman he's been. Another hit from almost the junction. And this time he's miscalculated. It's to the left of the left upright. So the score is 8-3.
Did you expect that you'd be playing hooker in first grade in 1982 at the expense of Neil Whittaker?
Definitely not, no way in the world. I'm flattered at the moment to be given this opportunity, and definitely not now. Neil is a tremendous footballer, and I just thought I'd mature a bit more in reserve grade, but I've been fortunate enough. Frank's got a lot of confidence in me, and my coach Laurie has done very much for me, and here I am today.
If you had to do it again, and you've done it all so quickly, is there anything you would change?
Nothing, Ray, no.
It's all been sweet sailing.
Oh, I've been very happy, yes. Tremendous club.
What ambitions have you got left now? You've made first grade. What now?
Well, I go to uni at the moment, Ray. I'd like to finish that off also. Although there's an Australian tour at the end of the year. Well, that's a bit out of my realms. But they tell me I wasn't going to play first grade this year, so...
You never know.
Never know, Ray. It's a funny...
We have James Cook High on the right-hand side of your screen, starting the second half, charged with the task of breaking down the discipline and the attacking flair at times of St Gregory's College, Campbelltown. The score 8-3 in favour of St Gregory's. So it's to be seen if Brian Smith, as Peter Frelingos said at half-time, will be able to change their tactics. Brian, who took South's under-23s to the grand final last year and premiership, and who this year is coaching South's reserve grade, which is incidentally perched on top of the ladder. And he's been using the same winning formula with James Cook, as he has been doing with the mighty Souths. So the first scrum of the second half, 30 metres out from Gregory's goal line. It's a James Cook ball with New. Hardy coming the left and chopped off by Byrne, and also Gittins, who was up in the line. Now Lakataris. New feeding Craig Morris, standing nice and deep, and his entry onto the ball was beautiful, just like it was in the opening minutes of the first half. Lacoste up the centre for a thrust, but wheeled back there by Campbell, Richard Campbell. Now they're nice and deep as they play it now. Hardy with Kincella, gives it to Coates. Coates, not much room in which to move, boxed in really, and Bernard Wallace was there to control him. A likely customer is Wallace in both defence and attack, with the up ball going for Gittins. Not much pressure though. Oh! Well, we have a look and see what referee Annesley says. He's looking at touch judges and... no try. If we could have a look at a replay on that, Rob Harvey, our director downstairs. Peter Frelingos might like to recapture as we... if we can have a look at it. Well, there it came. This is Gittins waiting for it.
Yes, well, Gittins took his eye off the ball there, John, as we quite clearly saw. He moved his eyes to the right for some reason, and the ball went straight through his arms, which is a cardinal sin, of course. But I suppose we could say that St Gregory's Campbelltown were extremely lucky there not to have a try scored against them.
I said he didn't have much pressure because I thought he was going to take just one bite at it and come up with it cleanly. But however, it's Cochrane in the meantime for James Cook just outside Gregory's quarter, with the ball dispatched over to New. Hardy looks for the opening, closes. Mullins is there, and likewise Tony Campbell, and they chop him down just on the quarter. Kincella at dummy half. This is what he did in the first half. Slips it to Huntington on inside, back up from Kincella. Oh, Peel drive back. Oh, snuffed out. Now it's with Huntington going for the line himself, and again blocked well by David Green this time in association with young Mullins. But James Cook High at their best in the last minute of play.
There's a good attacking movement there, John. Once again, the big gun Kincella involved twice, but I would still like to see the ball move wide more often.
There was a sneaky run from David New. Now if they get it out quickly, it's with Hardy, the young 5'8", the pivot. And that's Jeff Harvey. There are two on the field, one at 5'8", Stephen on the wing. Long pass I thought it was going to be from Lacoste to Kincella, because he had three up on the outside. And for the knock-on, we'll have a scrum right in the goal mouth of St Gregory's territory.
James Cook are still trying to out-muscle St Gregory's, John. They're getting plenty of ball. They should be doing a lot more with it.
And a differential with feet across against Devery is with James Cook. So Cochrane, who is the skipper of the Maroon and Whites, taps. And there's a brick wall there for him. Lacoste sending it left for Kincella. This is dangerous, ominous. Kincella, and it was a bad pass. So a scrum 10 metres out from St Gregory's goal line, but the pressure has not let up as James Cook High with their tails up and determined to win this scrum, to continue that pressure. But again denied by Gregory's as Byrne holds it for the Sky Blues. Davis swamped this time by Lacoste. 10 metres out. Votoko grabbing a very precious metre before Lacoste had him covered. Now this is Barter. He's a boy from Griffith. Puts in a lot of effort. Lays it back. Green. And left boots are down. Zoran Zunik, a newcomer. Quite a neat runner. And a formidable defender. Midway between the quarter and halfway, Gregory's territory. Kincella showing his speed and his power and gets inside Gregory's quarter. Cochrane lets it go to New. Hardy finding out wide Morris. But he's tumbled to the ground just inside the quarter. Lacoste keeping it on the right with Huntington, the big forwards, doing the work again, but again they're sniped off, this time by David Green. From dummy half, they run it again. Concotis, the young centre who really smoked them in the match against Manly High. This is dangerous. They'll have two up here. Kincella again holding the pass up. This is Zunik going for the line and wiped out. No. Waiting for referee Annesley, and he awards the try. So there it is. It's been on the cards for the last couple of minutes of play. They've swung in for some retaliation back in the game. James Cook, it's 8-5.
Well, that's a little bit of first-grade experience there. Kincella looks to be well tied up here, but he lobs a brilliant high pass over the top to Zunik, who dashes for the corner and barely makes it. An excellent try.
Brett Landers now. Almost from the junction of the touch and quarter. Flips it again. There's a lovely swell on it, but he's pushed it left. So the score is St Gregory's 8, James Cook High 6. Cochrane now with Hardy, Jeff Hardy. Kincella weaving through beautifully, finding Hardy, tracking him beautifully. Look at the boy with a big stretch. Oh, glorious football from James Cook as they've brought it now, and Kincella again weaving back on the inside. Stopped by Gittins. They're right in front of the goal mouth, whipping it on the right. There's a whippet pass from New, getting it to Hardy. Cotis is there. Oh, tough tackle. Glorious tackle by Mark Byrne, the boy from Dunedoo. From dummy half goes Hardy again. This time it's Stephen Hardy. And playing in there with all the power of a lock, out on the right wing. Looped over, balloon beautifully. Kincella finds Cochrane. Out it goes to Zunik. This is Malay in the corner. Referee Annesley, having a word with the touch judge, has awarded the try. But beautiful attacking play, great speed, quick crossing of the ball along the line. Oh, it clinched it, and they hit the front 9-8.
It was a good try. There were 7 passes, as we'll see on the replay, coming across the line. But the last pass, that lob pass once again, was an excellent pass. And the winger went straight for the corner and just got there before the defence was able to close in. Good try. It was noticeable in that try, John, that Davis was on the ground injured on the quarter line.
Oh, that's a glorious ball and hit with such venom and right from the touchline. Brett Landers again showing what a top marksman he is. So they lead now 11 points to 8. James Cook, and down, what, 8-3 I think it was at half-time. But they've come back, and in Peter Frelingos's commentary at half-time with yours truly, we stated that, you know, there was Concotis and Dennis Kincella out there in the centres. They hardly saw the ball in the first half. And now Brian Smith changing his tactics, spraying the ball right along their beautiful back division. Their forwards have come to life, revitalised. And James Cook with Lagataris now coming away from dummy half. Over the top is Vincent Duff. There also was Barter. Back it comes to New, putting it down into Gregory's territory. Gittins. And running it up to his quarter with no big pardons from Morris and from Concotis. Now Richard Campbell. Bo Toko now. Byrne. And literally swamped by Lacoste and Cochrane. David Byrne trying to relieve pressure for Gregory's because they've really been under it. And young New, who in the previous match stood in midfield like a big traffic cop and just sang out to his forwards to come onto the ball, and that they did, but not so tonight.
Yes, John, apart from the obvious fact that St Gregory's are behind on the scoreboard, things are looking a bit grim because they just can't seem to get as much possession as the other team.
Oh, that was a lovely wipe out. Now Kinchilla again. Trying to go for the split was Cotis. And they tidied him up. Wallace and Green. Kinchilla, the receiver, with that sway of the hips, almost an arch form his body as he went through to bring play up to the quarter. And New lifts the ball to Gittins again. Try him out one more time. Only one bite at the cherry this time, although he's swamped by the chasers, but not spilling it, and very alert and a good smart save.
Gittins was under a lot more pressure there than from the previous bomb, John. I thought the boy did very well there to take that ball.
David Green with the goal line drop. Zoran Zunic. And they bring him down, put him away just 30 metres out. Picked up by Wallace. And for the knock-on, we'll have a scrum just outside St Gregory's quarter.
Well, there's a heavy blow to the St Gregory's side. Davis is down for the third or fourth time in the game and looks as though he will be carried off the field.
Well, he's been in the wars in this game, and it's sadness. Great sadness for him and for the viewers as he is almost stretchered off. And to a very warm reception for this very highly talented footballer. You can see him there being attended to at the present time. But Davis, he's been quick to cover. He's given a lion-hearted effort all throughout the match with New. Now Jeff Hardy. Mullins has him there, but he's gained 5 metres. Now Kinchilla from dummy half. Oh yes, tonight we've had a magnificent group final on our hands. Not only that, but in the match to follow between Balmain and Souths, it is the first time that we have seen 4 products of the Commonwealth Bank Cup all selected in first grade on the one occasion. And for Balmain tonight, as Brett Landers lines this up, we have Ben Elias and Johnny Owens from Holy Cross, Billy Kane from Benedict's Auburn, and Stephen Humphreys from Christian Brothers Lewisham. And are we proud of that? There are the 2 points to make it 16-8. James Cook away 6 minutes before full time and looking good. A blend of very much steel in their forwards, a blend of great skill in the backs, and I think a formula all top sides are made of. And they've really come through with it tonight. David Green prodding it back for Huntington to take. In fact, the only other time that we've had 4, but not for the entire match on the field for first grade, was in the grand final against for Parramatta last year, when Muggleton and Peter Sterling were selected in Parramatta's grand final side, and then later in the second half on came Paul Taylor and Gary Howell, representatives of the great Ashcroft side, Blacktown. So the exciting products of the Commonwealth Bank Cup are coming through not only in all grades, but certainly in first grade.
I think we're seeing half a dozen players who are capable of going on to play first grade here tonight, John.
Yes, my word, Peter. Number 17 on for Alf Davis, then there happens to be Mark Prattley. And David Green again, retreating James Cook to almost 30 metres out from their goal line. They lead 16-8. It's been a tremendous comeback by the James Cook boys in the second half, as the ball passed smartly to Devery, and Prattley a dummy half. Balking runs again, Votoko coming through, and this time collected by Craig Morris right on James Cook's quarter. Now through the hands of Byrne, Mullins, Vane Tempest, and held up a Votoko. Now Devery again for Gregory's, and a smart run from dummy half by the red-headed terror. And Prattley giving it again to Byrne. Mullins, quick ball now. Vane Tempest out wide. Gittin back on the inside. Picking it up smartly was Vincent Duff. And they're still 12 metres out from James Cook's line. Last one coming up on them. The little chip over, plucked out by Lagataris. And the score 16-8.
Well, they're still in there trying, aren't they, Johnson Gregory's? They won't say die, even though they're behind 16-8 with only a few short minutes to go. They deserve plenty of credit for the performance they've put up tonight.
This is Votoko taking it closer to James Cook's line. Devery, and now with Byrne, and a chop out on Mullins, and also Green. Vane Tempest is the receiver, and dumped heavily by Kinchella. David Green, a dummy half. It's himself that goes. That's like a great Irish expression, isn't it? Now they wheel it back on the left side. Mullins tries a little step to go himself, and it's Huntington. Now Byrne. Green putting it up. Zornick dives. 6 more for Gregory's. Wheeled out. Prattley. And he's blocked off 2 metres from the line. Devery now. Now they fly the ball. They can do it here. Mullins gives it nicely. He's over. Here comes David Green. Now let's see what he can do. 2 minutes up our sleeve. The whistles from the St Gregory supporters, tucked away in the stand on the far side. And here he goes, shooting at it. The result definite. 2 points. It's 16-13, and what a match. Both teams, well, of course, one can only win the game, but both winning the honour and the respect from each other, and, of course, the viewers and the crowd here tonight.
A game of exceptionally high standard. It has everything. Great defence, and particularly in the second half, excellent attacking movements from both sides.
2 of the most eminent cup sides in the 80s, and a daunting task for any side ahead to counter them or even emulate them. So here it is. Gregory's with a last-ditch stand, 1.5 minutes. Votoko taking it up. And now James Cook showing all the grim and great determination in defence to contain them in their quarter, as Vane Tempest steadies play, gets around his man, tracked down midway between the quarter and halfway. His own territory, fanning out now Gregory's, sweeping the ball, through it comes, out to Green, and he couldn't regain it from his hip. And a scrum. 1 minute remaining. But this has been a collector's item, this one, tonight. You can tuck it away in the drawer. I wish you could jar it so you could bring it out every time, every now and again, and have a look at it. Because this has been superb rugby league, with Byrne skippering 10 metres, and there it is. as it wheeled in and out. David Green on the inside, picked up. High ball. And Craig Morris saving it for James Cook. But there it is, full time. And as I said, a collector's item, and it's a collector's item win for James Cook, showing us their traditionally fine consistency in rugged defence and lovely free-running attack, and incident right to the last from sides both hopeful of staying in the race till August 11. One does, and regrettably for the St Gregory's fans, Campbelltown boys, we wait till see next year. They've lost 16-13